Hello and welcome to Harmony in the Hustle. Today we are at lesson 5, my final lesson that I want to share with you, and it's all about taking risks. Now, we've been covering 5 lessons about what I wish I knew when I first started out in business. And I spoke about the fact that a couple of months ago, I recently sold my business and brand, Vasco's Char Grilled Chicken, after 6 or 7 years in business. And I wanted to share with everybody the life lessons that I had learned along the way. And trust me, there was many of them. And I tried to figure out what would be the best ones that I could share that could maybe help you as well. And these are the 5 that I came up with. And number 1, when we first started our first lesson, I spoke all about figuring it out as you go and understanding that you don't have to have it all figured out before you start. And number 2 was all about becoming intentional in your life. Your intention is everything. What is my intention on a daily basis? Because when you know your intention, that will change everything. And number 3 was focus on what you can control. Remember, we spoke about the fact there's a lot of things in life and especially in business that you have no control over. But focusing on what you can control will change everything. And number 4 was overcoming self-imposed barriers, those things that hold us back, that inner work that you need to do to make sure that you can break through whatever it is, that barrier that we have in our head that we're not good enough, we're not worthy enough, we're not smart enough, whatever it might be, breaking through those barriers. And today is my final lesson, lesson 5. And it's all about taking risks and stacking the odds in your favor. And this is something I learned along the way to do. And I feel like I learned this the hard way, but I learned it exactly how I needed to learn it. And I'm going to share it with you today because I became very, very good at figuring stuff out quickly and then learning how to stack the odds in my favor so it didn't keep happening. So it's okay to have the lessons. It's okay to make the mistakes, but what are you learning from them to make sure that that doesn't keep happening? Because when you can do that, you can just bounce back faster. You can get so much more done. You can learn from that lesson and you don't seem to make the same mistake and go around in circles again. So that's the biggest key that I learned in business was thinking, okay, I'm not going to make that same mistake again. So you learn from it. And then you learn how to stack the odds in your favor. So that's the lesson I want to share with you today. And look, it's the importance of understanding there's no certainty. Everything is uncertain before you start. You can't figure it all out. You can't have your ducks in the row. There's no perfect timing. It just doesn't exist. So if you're in this position where you're wanting to maybe start something new or pivot in your career or do something that you've always been passionate about or figure out your life's purpose or create more joy in what you're doing, this is where it's all about starting to take a risk, because a lot of people won't even start because they're too scared of the uncertainty. They don't want to go out there in the life's whirling wind of change. They just want to stay in their comfort zone. But inside your comfort zone, there is no growth. You won't get to where you want to get to, and you won't achieve your life's purpose if you don't push yourself out there. And more importantly, you won't understand how much resilience is inside you when you don't push yourself. So I'm going to talk a bit about this today and taking this risk and stacking the odds in your favor. When I started Vasco's Char Grilled Chicken all those years ago, I didn't have all the answers. In fact, there were many, many times I thought I don't know how to get over these challenges. It was overwhelming for me in the beginning. But the truth is, when I first started out, I chose to just be myself. I chose to say I was always telling people I don't understand. Can you simplify that for me? Okay, so I'm 51 years old. When I finished school, I barely passed the HSC. I did the absolute best I could. I goofed around a bit. I could probably have done better. But the reality is things don't come to me easily. Like I don't get it straight away. It takes a little bit of time for me to figure things out. So I would often say, talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old. Just simplify it in words that I can understand. So I just want to share that with you. Don't be afraid or don't feel bad about not being the most intelligent person in the room, because you don't need to be. You work with your strengths. There was many strengths that I had, and there's many weaknesses, as we all have. Work with your strengths and the things that you don't know, which are your weaknesses. Get the people around you to support you. Outsource that. You want a group of people in the room and the people that are supporting you to have different strengths. There's a great saying, who's the smartest person in the room? It's all of us, because all of us come together with our own strengths. Okay, so it's really important to understand it's not about knowing everything before you start, and be honest about the fact if you don't understand something. Okay, and just be vulnerable, because being vulnerable allows people to go, okay, I'm going to help you. When you come for help and advice, people are more inclined to help you when you don't look like you've got it all figured out, when you're really honest and vulnerable that you need support and you need help. But taking risks, it's all part of the game. And what matters in all of this is being honest and being true to yourself, because I made plenty of mistakes along the way, but I owned them. And I was always somebody that would say sorry or apologize, or even if I'd made a mistake or I embarrassed myself, I would figure it out to make sure that that didn't happen again. I would try my absolute best to say, how can we make sure that we can avoid this next time? They all become these life lessons, these mistakes that you make become stepping stones along the way. So here's my final lesson. Take a risk. Learn from your mistakes. Stack the odds in your favor. Don't let fear hold you back from achieving greatness, because you have that in you. We all do, but you'll never know what you're able to achieve and what your greatness is unless you push forward. You just need to understand that all of the lessons you want to learn, you need to confront them head on and push yourself to get to the other side. That's where the magic happens. That's where life starts to open up for you. That's where you'll find your joy. That's where you'll find what you are meant to do in this world that lights you up, that you love doing, and then you'll be able to figure out how you can get paid for that as well. Because taking a risk in business, I believe everything is about taking a risk. But to take a risk in business, you're taking a risk on yourself, and it will be challenging. You will learn a lot, and you'll learn a lot about yourself. You will overcome great things. And from that strength that you get comes resilience. So my husband says to me, you know what, Angela, you've learned a lot, but you've got a lot of battle scars. And I have. I've got battle scars all over me. But I wouldn't have it any other way, because I know what I've learnt has now propelled me to move forward into a career that I wouldn't have been ready for 6 or 7 years ago. I needed to have those lessons. I needed to take those risks, and I needed to learn more about myself so I could put myself in a position where I could now achieve my life's purpose. So I know that what I'm doing is going to give me the most joy and fulfillment that I've been looking for a long time. About a year ago, when I decided to exit and sell the restaurants, they did not align with me anymore. And that's okay, because you will go through life where things change. You change as a person. Every 7 years we change. The business didn't align with what I wanted anymore. I knew that I had a bigger purpose. I knew I had a bigger calling, and I wanted to go and achieve that. So I decided to sell the restaurants. So understand, pivoting in business doesn't mean that you're quitting, doesn't mean you're a loser, doesn't mean you've given up. It just means you're choosing to do something differently. So you're going down a different path or a different road. It's okay to pivot, to divert, to jump on a different road and to make a change. That's okay. That's life. We all do that. So I'm so looking forward to now my new career opening up, building my brand, building my own personal business, helping so many other female entrepreneurs to help them stack the odds in their favor, learn from the mistakes, and give you the insights and perspective of how you can actually stack the odds in your favor and how you can think differently about what you're doing. So then you can start to win, because it's all about the scales. It's about balancing. It's about stacking those odds so you have it in your favor, so you can start to win. And I can't wait to share more of that and help inspire and educate and inform and transform people's lives with this information. But I knew I had to go through the lessons that I needed to learn through my business. And I just encourage anyone out there that if you're wanting to start a business, if you're wanting to do something and take a risk, just go for it. Just go for it. And then learn as you go. I hope those 5 lessons will help you along the way. I really encourage you to listen to all of them, because they are things that I've learned from experience. Been there, done that, learn from it, Doesn't mean I'm great. I'm still going to make mistakes. In what I'm doing now, it's all new. I feel like I'm starting again. So many things I'm learning along the way already. So many mistakes I'm making, feeling like a bit of an idiot at sometimes and confused and that type of thing. It's just part of it all. It's all part of it. But that's okay, because I know once I get through the other side, I will feel so much stronger and I will achieve so much more. We all evolve. We are put on this earth to figure out what we're meant to do and then go and pursue that. So I encourage everybody to really take the time to figure out what aligns with you. Does this bring me joy? Is this on path with what I want to do? Is this my life's purpose? Is this what I want in my life? Will it give me everything I need? We only have this one life, and it's about finding out what really lights you up and what you can do to make a difference in this world to help other people. So I hope these 5 lessons, again, have helped you in some way. And if they have, I'd love you to share them with any of your friends or family who may benefit from this as well. And subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you in the next Harmony in the Hustle. Bye for now. Much for tuning in to another episode of Harmony in the Hustle. I hope today's episode filled you with inspiration, gave you some tips you can turn into action, and helped you find a little more harmony in your life. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who could use a bit more harmony in their hustle too. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe so you can stay updated with all the upcoming episodes. I truly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to listen. And until next time, stay in the harmony and remember, you've got this. See you next time.